Oh, hey guys. Hello. Welcome back. It is now time for our mind body video of the week. Last week we started talking about the 5 elements of dance: body, action, space, time, and energy. Last week we started the first one talking about the body. Today we are moving on to number 2, action. So, before we talk about action, we're going to just experience action right away. So, for this part of class, I'm going to encourage you to actually turn off your camera. Okay? Feel free to turn your camera off or keep it on. It's really up to you. But I don't want you to feel self-conscious because we are not performing right now. What we're doing is exploring. And in order for you to feel the most comfortable possible, just do whichever you want with your camera, okay? If you have headphones in, please take them out because it'll be really hard to do what we're gonna do if you're like attached to some headphones, okay? If you can go into a room where you're the only person in that room, also good. Yeah, I think that's it. So you don't have to look at me during this exercise, okay? I'm not modeling anything for you. I'm going to be giving you directions with my voice only. So feel free not to look at the screen and just to explore what we're doing in the space, in the room, okay? So just follow my voice, follow the directions, and have fun. Here we go. Your first action is walk. So go ahead, just start walking around the room. These are all actions that you will probably know the meaning of, so you don't need to look at me. Stop. Push. Pull. Bend. Swing. Pause. You might be wondering, Miss Susanna, am I doing it right? For this part, there's no right or wrong. So whatever the word means to you is what you're going to do. So just explore whatever the word feels like to you. Swing. Open. Close. Rise. Fall. Lift. Turn. Shake. Rotate. Press. Dab. Ring. Flick. Glide. Float. Swim. Run. Kick. Punch. Crawl. Roll. Creep. Jump. Gallop. Slide. Hop. turn. All right, think of an action I haven't said yet and do it. Nice. Have fun with it. Pick a second action I haven't said and do it. Pick a third action I haven't said and do it. Pause. Cool. All right, a new word for you, locomotor. That means movement that goes around the room, that travels through space. Can you name an action that travels through space? If you said walk, run, turn, glide, whatever, great. An action that travels through space. Great. Now, some actions don't move through space, right? We stay in one spot while we do them. Can you name an action that stays in one spot? Just yell it at the screen. Whatever you said, I'm sure it was fantastic. So now we're going to explore doing some of those actions as locomotor actions, actions that move around the room, and non-locomotor actions, actions that stay in one spot. It sometimes might feel a little silly. It sometimes might feel crazy. It might feel awkward, and that's okay. That's part of the point. When you get outside your comfort zone, that's how we learn, right? By pushing ourselves to do something new, okay? So we're gonna try all these actions as locomotor, moving through space, and non-locomotor, staying in one spot. Here we go. Locomotor, walk. Non-locomotor walk. Right? Walking in one spot. All right. Locomotor push. Push through space. Non-locomotor push in one spot. Nice. Locomotor pull. How can you pull and move around the room at the same time? Try it out. Non-locomotor pull in one spot. Okay. Locomotor swing. Swing through the space. Now swing in one spot. All right. Try open and close while moving through the space. Might feel kind of crazy. Now open and close in one spot. Maybe you're opening and closing your whole body. Maybe you're opening and closing your hand. Or a leg. Or an elbow. Up to you. All right. Try lifting in one spot. Now lifting while you travel around the room. Might feel weird. Try turning in one spot. Easy peasy. Try turning around the room. Try shaking in one spot. Try shaking all around the room. All right. In one spot, dab. Travel, dab. In one spot, float. Travel, float. in one spot. Flick. Now travel and flick. And press. All right. Now run. Run around the room. That's locomotor. You're running. Now run in one spot. Go. Crazy. Keep going. All right, now crawl around the room. Locomotor action. Okay. Non-locomotor, crawl in one spot. How can you do that? Right? Is it possible? Now roll. Locomotor move. Should take you around the room. Don't be afraid to get on the floor. Hope you've swept lately. Now roll in one spot. How can you do that? Are you rolling your whole body, or maybe you're rolling one part of your body? It's problem solving, right? If I say something that sounds impossible, figure out a solution. Jump in one spot. Jump around the room. Gallop in one spot. How can you do that? Gallop around the room. Slide around the room. Feel good. Okay, slide in one spot. How can you do that? Hop on one foot in one spot. Now hop around the room, fast or slow, it's up to you. Skip around the room. Skip in one spot. Turn around the room. Turn in one spot. Think of an action I haven't said. Try it with locomotor action around the room. Now try it with non-locomotor action in one spot. Maybe it feels more comfortable, locomotor or non-locomotor, right? Great job, everybody. Awesome. I hope you tried something new. I hope you got some wiggles out. Your last action is breathe. Everybody take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Awesome, 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 awesome. So as you may have noticed, some actions we think of as definitely locomotor, like running usually, and some actions we think of as non-locomotor, like punching. Usually we're standing in one spot while we do it, right? But if we push ourselves to try it as the opposite thing, it expands our idea of what an action can be. All right, quick, put in the chat one action that felt really comfortable or really good for you. For example, my action might be nod, because I was nodding a lot and I was having fun listening to the beat of that music. But maybe for you it was something else. So put one action in the chat that you were jamming to during that activity. And then once you've done that, put one action in the chat that was less intuitive for you, or maybe less comfortable, that felt kind of weird. I'm sure there was at least one thing that felt like, huh? How do I do that? Right? Totally normal. So now put one action in the chat that felt like not what you would normally choose to do. Great. Alrighty, friends, so let's come on back to the elements of dance chart that we looked at last week. As you can see, we are now in the second column of action. And here they included some examples, some of which we already just explored with our bodies, like open, close, rise, fall, stretch, bend, twist, turn, press, slash, flick, dab, glide, float, crawl, creep, roll, scoot, walk, and many, many more. So we just explored a bunch of different actions. This does not mean that these are the only actions, obviously. Every style of dance has its own vocabulary of actions, right? And its own like verbs that you could talk about when describing that dance. And some styles of dance have their own actions that are specific to that dance. For example, in ballet, sauter is a verb, and it means jump. Or chasse is a verb, and that's like a gliding action or a galloping action that happens across the space. So every style of dance has its own set of action words that describe that dance. Great. So now let's explore this idea of action a little bit deeper. If you would like to pause and have a student read this out loud, that would be awesome. Or several students, you could divide it up by paragraph. Or if that's too difficult, I will go ahead and read this part out loud. Teacher's discretion. So, action is any human movement included in the act of dancing. It can include dance steps, facial movements, partner lifts, gestures, and even everyday movements such as walking. Dance is made up of streams of movement and pauses. So action refers not only to steps and sequences, right? Grapevine, to the left, to the right, up, down, but also to pauses and moments of stillness. So if part of the dance is just waiting, that would be an action too, right? Wait or pause. It's all part of the action. Dancers may use movements that have been choreographed or traditional dances taught by others who know the dances. Depending on the dance style or the choreographer's decision, dancers may also revise or embellish movement they have learned from others. So, what does that mean? That means sometimes the movements are given to you and they say, hey, A, B, C, D, right? These are the moves. Sometimes it's the dancer's choice. Movement can also be improvised, meaning that the dancers make it up on the spot as they spontaneously dance. Movement that travels through space is broadly called locomotor movement. Oh, hey, we just practiced that. In contrast to axial movement, which occurs in one spot. So as you can see, dancers have different ways of talking about moving versus non-moving, right? We can call it locomotor and non-locomotor. We can call it traveling and not traveling. We could call it axial or staying in one spot. So as you can see, there's lots of different ways to talk about the idea of either moving through space or staying in one spot. Understanding and discussing action does not require extensive dance terminology, right? You don't have to know a whole lot of fancy terms to be able to talk about this, since movement can be categorized and described according to its qualities, right? You know if something's slow or fast or precise or sloppy, right? There's all kinds of ways to describe what you see. For example, while a sachet in American square dance might be called a chasse in ballet or an undercurve in modern dance technique, we can also describe it as a slide, since that is the essential characteristic present in all those steps. So basically they're saying sometimes there's a lot of fancy vocabulary to describe dance, but also we're all experts with our eyes, right? We see what we see, and we know how to describe what we see with everyday words too. All right, here comes a really fun part. Now we get to watch this video This is from a dance called Between the Fire and Ice. It's just a very short clip. The choreographer's name is Joe Cavallo. He's from a dance company called the Flying Foot Forum. This is a dance company in Minnesota. And I actually went to college in Minnesota, and I actually got to work with this choreographer before. So that's pretty cool. I don't think the choreographer is in this video, but it's his dance that he made up. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So as we are watching it, think about what actions you see. How would you describe the actions? What are the names you would call them? Here we go. All right. Pretty cool, huh? I think that clip was pretty cool. So, teachers, feel free to either pause here and have an out loud discussion, or this option can go in the chat, but I would love to create a list together of different actions that we just saw. What were some actions that you saw in this video? So go ahead, either pause and have students name them out loud, or create a list together in the chat. So some of the actions we might have found were slap, stomp, hit, whack, tap, yell, whoop. I don't know. Those were some of the ones that came to me. You might have come up with even more that I didn't think of. I'm also curious, what feeling or mood did this performance give you? Like, how did the actions they did contribute to giving you a certain feeling or mood? So again, feel free to pause and talk about that question, or to put some answers in the chat. I can say that for me, all of the rhythm of the stomping and the slapping made me feel intrigued, like really curious. Like I wanted to know who these people were and why they were doing this. It felt kind of intriguing. That would be one of my words. But I would love to hear what yours are. Okay, dancers, so now it's time to make up our own set of actions. That's right, it's time to put our learning into action, so to speak. Okay, so let's do a little assignment about actions. So check it out. Right here on the screen, you've got your assignment prompt. You're going to select 3 of the action words from the elements of dance graphic. And I'll obviously put that back up for you in a second. And you're going to put them together in any order you choose. So maybe you chose twist, float, jump. Great. You're going to decide how you do those 3 actions. And then your 4th choice is whatever you want. It's an action of your own choosing. Maybe something I didn't say today, or maybe something I did say today, or maybe something that occurs to you. It's really up to you. So 3 movements from the graphic organizer, which I'll put back up, and then a 4th movement that is yours. Now, some little tidbits. You have to use both locomotor and non-locomotor movements. That means at least one of your actions should travel around space, and at least one should stay in one spot. You can be super duper creative, but you can only use these 4 movements. And your phrase, your movements, should be at least 15 seconds long. Yeah, so they shouldn't just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm done. It should be like movement 1, movement 2, movement 3, movement 4. Well, even longer than that, okay? At least 15 seconds. So that's your checklist. Okie dokie. And now I will put back up the elements of dance. There we are. So that you can choose from this list right here under actions. Okie dokie, you can choose 3 of those and then 1 of your own. Cool beans? So you have 2 minutes to create your phrase right now, okay? I'm going to play some music for 2 minutes. Actually, I think you can do it in less than that. I'm going to give you 1.5 minutes to do your phrase, okay? Movement 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to practice doing it so that you can do it without looking at the words. Yeah? It's your dance phrase. All right. Go for it. Get up. Make your phrase. I'm going to go make one too. Why not? Ten more seconds to finish up your phrase. All right, friends, come on back. Aha! Now, why not? I'll show you mine. So here's what I just made up. So mine was press, turn, jump, balance. Woohoo! Great. So now it's time for everybody else to share. I would love to see yours. So again, feel free to pause. Actually, no. Let's have everybody share theirs all at once first. Okay? Everybody all at once. Ready, set, Go. Nice. All right, this time I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, everybody, here we go. Move 1. Action 2. Action 3. Action 4. Awesome. Nice. So you can be infinitely creative with this. You can use this as a way to make up dances, right? You can use it as a way to look at other people's dances and describe them. So this is a great way to have new vocabulary around the actions of dance. Teachers, if you have time, feel free to let students share theirs individually if they so choose. Feel free to play music or keep it in silence. Up to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for going on this journey with me and learning more about actions in dance. See you next time.